What's up, 20 ups? It's Friday.
Don't listen to me. I'm a legend of archery. Don't listen to me.
James, you said how joining this collab is like broken a mold and now you're not as shy as you used to be and stuff like that. And I feel the same way. Like, now that I've started doing this, I'm willing to, well, I feel like I'm more willing to, camera's falling. I feel like I'm more willing to take my camera outside and just walk and vlog outside and not care what people think. TJ, I can't read my notes. With the whole, you don't want to make a video that on your day, but you force yourself to make it anyway sort of thing. I love making these videos. I have so much fun making these videos. It's just, sometimes I feel like I'm way too busy to be able to get it done in time. Like right now I'm multitasking. I have to run down to the store because I'm buying an acoustic guitar today. The sitting at the McDonald's thing, it was not productive in the slightest to do that because it was an extra 45 minutes of driving and it was just a half an hour of sitting and doing nothing and then another 45 minutes back. It was like anti-productive, but I don't know why, it was so helpful. It totally cleared my mind. It was just exactly what I needed to do. Filming while driving, if you're gonna do that, make sure, you get on a long straight road with very few turns, because if you're gonna hold the camera and drive, it's really hard to make turns unless you get like a car mount for it. And I also have to ask, what editing program did you get? I'm looking to get a new editing program because Windows Movie Maker is just annoying and it's kind of crappy. I mean, it gets things done, but it takes a lot longer to get things done. And I just need something better. So what did you get and like how much does it cost? Jens, you talked about how you thought taking on 2 collab channels was a huge undertaking, and to be honest, this channel right here, the 20 ups, is a lot harder than the other one is because there's so much more content that I have to watch, and I have to watch it multiple times to get all my notes, and then I have to film and I get like 20 minutes of footage that I have to edit down, and it takes like an hour to edit everything, and then there's the exporting and uploading that takes a while. Oh, lost my train of thought. And I also have like less time to do it because before I can start filming and editing, I have to wait for Lucy to upload hers on Thursday, which gives me 1 day to edit and upload mine. I just bought my first acoustic guitar. Alright, so I had to cross the street and there were a lot of people, and I ended up losing my train of thought, so I couldn't, finish my thought before getting to the shop. So what I was saying was, my other collab, I have the full week in order to film and edit the video, and then I have just to upload it on Friday, and I don't have to wait for anything else to start making my video. So this collab's a lot harder for me to do than the other one is, but this one I love so much more. And the gaining an audience before having content thing never made sense to me either. I didn't like it when my new collab charts started doing that, and I have a friend who started a band and he keeps spamming the link everywhere to it saying, hey, like this page, will have music up soon. And it's like, how can I like this band if I don't know what they sound like? What if I don't like their music? And it's always bothered me. Danielle, this was from the previous week, but I didn't mention it in my video. But the hidden themes that you brought up, I noticed those too, and there's a difference between those and the actual theme weeks, because those are theme weeks in the sense it's a topic to talk about for the week, but the actual theme weeks are a week of videos to take a break from talking to each other and to do something a little different. This is hard. I'm gonna continue this from home because I'm having a hard time carrying the guitar, my iPod, and... Okay, I'm back home, and I think I was in the middle of Danielle's. I used to download demo games too. I got them from pogo.com though. And I don't do that anymore either, so it's not weird. I think it was just, you know, one of those phases. And I read XKCD too. I love them. They're hilarious. And my internet routine when I get on is first thing I get on is Facebook because that's my internet browser homepage. So I open up the internet, Facebook's the first thing I see, and then I open up a few more tabs, and I open up YouTube, I open up Chat Tango to see if anyone's been on, I open up Yahoo, and I open up Your Pants, and I check all of those, except I don't always get all the way through the YouTube stuff, because sometimes there's just so much of it that it takes an entire day to get through everything. And then after I check all that, I go to my webcomic sites that I like to visit, and I go to Least I Could Do, which updates every day, and then every so often I'll check VG Cats because they're a funny comic, but they never update. I check Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal comics, and they're pretty funny. I think they update every day, even though I don't check it every day, but I check it quite often. And on specifically Mondays, I check the comics of Awkward Zombie and Iconia, and those are pretty interesting comics, and those update only on Mondays, so that's pretty much my internet schedule whenever I get on. And then Jin's asked what forums we used to visit and what forums we still visit and stuff, and I've never really been a forum person. There was a period for like 2 months where I was on 4chan all the time, and I haven't been there in well over a year now. I'm not a person on that site anymore. But that was really the only forum I ever visited for any length of time. Rima, your boyfriend is really weird. And I mean that in a good way, because it's the funny kind of weird that makes you laugh. And he's hilarious. I did not hear what he said at the beginning of the video, though. It was something about Chippendale. And I did not hear the rest of it. He needs to get a Doctor Who outfit. He would pull it off really well. He needs to go and get the full outfit. That would be awesome. I would love to see a picture of that. The zombie thing you were talking about. There was a zombie walk back in October in my town, and I thought it was terrible because the way it was promoted made it sound like it was a drinking thing where you dress up as a zombie and you crawl from bar to bar and you just drink the whole night, and I didn't like the idea of that, but other people said that's not all it's about. There are other things you can do, and I don't know, it just didn't interest me when it came around. And I did other things that night when it happened. I think I ended up in Brooklyn that night to see Los Campesinos play. So I wasn't even in town for it. Lucy, I hate when people walk in when you're in the middle of something. It's like they know at what point you need to do something, and it's like, hey, they have to do something. Let's go interrupt them. It always happens. There are 3 key periods throughout the night. The first one is when you have to clean out the coffee machine. I take all the pieces out of the coffee machine and I put it in the dishwasher, and every time I start cleaning it, somebody walks in looking for coffee. And it's like, you're gonna have to wait a couple minutes, it's in the dishwasher, it's being cleaned, I'll get it right out as soon as it's done. And then the next one is when we're switching between dinner and breakfast. Every time, we switch to breakfast at 2 a.m. and at 1:58, somebody walks in looking for food, and it's like, it's 2 minutes to 2. Do I tell them we're only doing breakfast? Do I tell them we're still on dinner? Or, it always bothers me when people walk in at 2 o'clock. Always. And then, the other one is at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m. I have to take the register I'm using and drop it in the safe, and then get out a new register. And every time I have to do that, a customer walks in as I'm changing the registers. And he said you want to subconsciously lure people to visit you so you don't have to travel. And at one point you mentioned that like 10 or 15 minutes away from where you live is a theme park, and that right there is enough to get me there. So I am gonna visit eventually, and I really want to go to that theme park. And of course I noticed the cat. I love cats. I have 3 cats myself, and whenever I meet a new cat, I threaten to steal it. And the only thing stopping me from actually stealing it is the fact that my mom would kill me if I brought home another cat. Because she is fed up that we already have 3 now, and she doesn't like that. She thinks that's too many. But I don't. So it's because she doesn't want us to have more cats in the house that I don't steal other cats. But if that wasn't there, I would totally steal more cats. I think that's all my notes. That's everything. One last thing I wanted to mention is punishments and challenges. Rima said that Jins and James shouldn't be punished for missing the day, and so I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you want to do this to make up for the day you missed, but it's not like you have to do this, it's just a challenge if you want to do it. So Jins and James, I think it would be cool if you guys found a tourist attraction around where you live and took us there and showed us what it is. And if everyone likes that idea, I guess we'll submit it as a theme week, but I guess this is just a punishment challenge to make up for the days you missed if you want to. It's not like a requirement or anything. And that's all I have to talk about. I'm gonna play my new acoustic guitar more. I'm so glad I got that. It's the first acoustic guitar I've ever had. I've been a musician for most of my life and I've never owned an acoustic guitar, and now I'm glad I have one, and I'm gonna go play it after editing this video and uploading it. Okay, goodbye!